Hello and welcome to this new live session of this very big, I think, the clash of the Titans. It's India versus England, a big test series without the big player. Joining with us, Asta Diwari, who's a huge cricket fan, and she will speak about the game. So, Asta's first question is like we see Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma not in the team. How Team India can play without them, especially Shubman Gill, the new captain.
Yeah, I think Madhur, the thing which I feel currently, it's not been about that there is no Virat Kohli, there is no Rohit Sharma. So ultimately, they're not gonna be a major effect onto the performances level because if we see the performances of both the batters, they were dripping in when it comes to the performance. I mean, the average was Virat Kohli was constantly dripping. The position of Rohit Sharma was always in a question when there was the selection of the squads, the selection of the playing 11. Like Rohit Sharma has to play at the top, so we have to adjust the positioning of KL Rahul. So ultimately, when it's not Virat, when it's not a Rohit into the clan, the major problem Shubman Gill and the team might face into the level of experience because when we see uh, Indian team in terms of experience. I see a very fresh team is being gone in there, and the kind of captain. I mean, there was not an issue that Jasprit Bumrah was not being the captain of the Indian cricket team. But if you see, you have another more players which you could have placed as the captain and the vice captain. Because when we see the experience of KL Rahul, Ravindra Jadeja into the clan, they are definitely the individuals who have been performing and playing test ahead of Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant. But when we see Gautam Gambhir's era, it's completely something that he want the fresh team. He want the fresh talent to take the baton forward. And this is always the preparation starting for the WTC 2027 as it just been the end of the WTC cycle 2025. And now it's going to be the 2 years ahead under the captaincy of Shubman Gill and the vice captaincy of Rishabh Pant. So across all the things which I feel that one thing about Virat, about Rohit, that team India definitely gonna be missing is their experience. Like when you play with countries like England and Australia and New Zealand, it's just not about the skill set which you perform in front of them. It always and always about the mindset which you take, like how you are tackling them with your mind. And when it comes to Rohit Sharma, when it comes to Virat Kohli, one thing was very phenomenal, that is their domination in the Sena countries, because we have seen how Virat Kohli has taken the baton forward, and he has definitely taught each and every individual how to make the life of these Englishmen hell for their 60 over format. And when we see that there is no Virat Kohli, I think the point of factor of domination somewhere will be affected. But overall, when it comes to the performance, I think the young lads can perform it better because when you see Sai Sudarshan coming into the clan, when you see Yashasvi Jaiswal slamming this England cricket team when they came to India, and I think Nitish Kumar Reddy played phenomenally well when it was Australia. So the kind of performances which you are expecting, there would be not in harm to that, but the experience level, definitely it's going to be a very big challenge for KL Rahul, for Shubman Gill, to prepare the mindset of all the playing 11 onto the field.
Yeah, as you're talking about the young players like Yashasvi Jaiswal and Karun Nair, but Sai Sudarshan, these are some players who not played in England condition, especially Yashasvi Jaiswal. He didn't play, I think, county. So how he can tackle these England conditions, especially Leeds, then they will go Lords, Manchester, uh, and Oval.
Madhur, what I feel is that Yashasvi Jaiswal is the one of the most underrated test player. Because when we see the stats of Yashasvi Jaiswal, it's merely around he has played 19 matches and the runs are like 1798 runs with an average of 52. And when we see a youngster coming into the team with an average beyond 50, and he has definitely slammed centuries, and the aura which the batsman created back in 2024 when England was in air and the test series was being done, and there he debuted, and the way he played well, I mean, in Australia, coming from a youngster like Yashasvi Jaiswal, the way you are bowling it down to Mitchell Stark, I mean, one of the most legendary bowlers of Australia, and just proving your bestest of shots. It doesn't matter whether it's your sixes, whether it's your fours, but the kind of confidence Yashasvi Jaiswal is currently taking into the clan, that is something really phenomenal. And you can't beat the player when he's mentally strong. Maybe you can just slam it them on the basis of the tactics and the tricks which the bowlers might be using, because there got to be a bigger question when it was Ben Stokes, then it's gonna be Chris Wokes, it's gonna be Rashid, it's gonna be the clan for England, and definitely. I feel Yashasvi Jaiswal can definitely tackle these conditions better, because when it comes to the Sena countries, when we see overall Sena country, Yashasvi Jaiswal has traveled to Australia, and I think the ultimate test of any batter who is in India, I think definitely it's got to be Australia, one of the teams, one of the grounds of Australia where things are being going phenomenally outright for you.
Yeah.
The conditions are very hard for you. And when it comes, I'm not talking about Oval, Manchester, and Lord so far now, but taking one test match at a time. And when I see Headingley Leeds, the kind of dry state, the kind of dry pitch it is. I mean, that whole management and the ground staff is making it really sure that we can have somewhat like a moisture. I heard in a few of the interviews that they are trying to prepare the field certain so that there can be moisture and the test can be laid out of for the 5 days. But I think the swinging conditions and the seaming conditions which currently Leeds is having, that's going to be a bigger matter of question for Yashasvi Jaiswal, that how he recounter it. Because when it comes to Australia, we all have seen that into that test match, that test series, Yashasvi was been in there. He was getting knocked when the ball was out swinging out, like the when the ball was out swinging, he was facing a lot of difficulties in there. But when it comes to England, I think the kind of experience these bowlers are having, that's also very less, because currently into the clan you have not James Anderson, you don't have Stuart Broad. So when we see Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma not into the clan from Indian side, it's definitely got to be James Anderson and Stuart Broad from the England side. So I think that's somewhere a battle of equals, where they're gonna be youngsters there in the England clan and they're gonna be youngsters in the Indian clan. So I think if this time Yashasvi again did the same what he did to England in 2024, I think he gonna be naming in every, he gonna be featuring in every newspaper which we are getting. And I think for a youngster and being the follower of the Indian cricket fraternity, I think we definitely need a move on from Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. I mean, these are the legends, but that's the beauty of time, it changes. And once it was Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, VVS Lakshman, then we got into the next clan as Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. But now I think it's the batting time which we're gonna be taken forward for Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Yashasvi Jaiswal type of players who are there to embark their name in the Sena country, especially.
Oh, and especially Yashasvi Jaiswal has hit three ball three sixes in front of James Anderson, if we not forget, in the last 2024 when England comes to India. But yeah, Yashasvi Jaiswal is a main player. He will, especially he's an opener. And talking about, like, if we talk, uh, we saw England's playing 11. In England announced their playing 11, and I thought the 11 England has announced, the batting looks that they will score 350, but the bowling looks they will they will not defend 350. So do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree with this, but Mother, if you see the stats, like after COVID, England is doing phenomenally well in their home country. Like in the 11th test, they have just lost one test. They have played 32 matches, 19 wins, 8 loss, and 5 draws. And when it comes to, I think, a country like England, they obviously uh, have an advantage somewhere that the bowlers are having it in there. If we see Chris Wokes, if we see one good part for Indian team is like Mark Wood is been injured, so he's not there into the clan. One another good part is like Jofra Archer gonna be heading into the series like in the third or the fourth test. But if you see the bowling part, Madhura, I think Chris Wokes, Jamie Overton, Braden Curse, Jacob Bethel, Ben Stokes, these are a few of the bowlers which can get you the wickets of Yashasvi Jaiswal, of Shubman Gill, of Rohit Sharma. Somewhere, I feel Nitish Kumar Reddy. So like you see. Um, the bowling clan versus the batting clan of India, right?
Yeah,
If you see the batting clan of India into the opening three, four positions, you have KL Rahul at the open. You see Yashasvi Jaiswal opening with him. For the third position, if you see, I feel that's gonna be a tough choice between Karun Nair and Sai Sudarshan. I mean, uh, with Gautam Gambhir's intent, you can't prejudge what it's gonna be, whether it's gonna be Nair, whether it's gonna be Sudarshan. But if you see the next up, the things it's Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, and Nitish Kumar Reddy. And when we see Nitish Kumar Reddy, he played 5 matches there at the Australia. He slammed one of the centuries. His average is 37. It looks pretty good. But when it comes to the condition of the bowlers where they're playing for like so many years, when obviously there's gonna be an advantage. When we see Rohit Sharma playing at Wankhede, it's an advantage. When we see Ravichandran Ashwin playing at Chepauk, it's an advantage. When we see Virat Kohli playing at Arun Jaitley or maybe Chinnaswamy, it's an advantage. So for every bowler, for every batsman, there one of the home conditions is an advantage. And when we see the cricket of England, I think Joe Root gonna be an X factor when he gonna come with his spin bowlings and that part-time work that Joe Root does. It's so phenomenal that when you need to
yeah,
break a partnership, it's always gotta be Joe Root. And when Joe Root is being into the plan, you can't judge that whether they can defend 350 or not. So I think it's a big matter of question for the bowlers. But somewhere it's the scale I feel is 50-50, not gonna be 60-40 or 70-30. But I feel it's gonna be 50-50.
yeah. Especially, and I think India's one big fear is a Joe Root because he's performed really well, and another we can say another fear is that he can't go past Sachin's scores. But in England have announced their 11. Let me tell the audience what's the playing 11 for England. Just give me a minute. I'm finding that 11. Yeah, so England have announced they're playing 11. Ben Stokes, Zach Corley, Van Duncan, Tolly Pope, Joe Root, Harry Brook, Jimmy Smith, who is in their wicketkeeper, Chris Wokes, Brandon Cars, Josh Kang, Shoaib Bashir. And I think that they can try Jimmy Overton here in the
Sorry.
first. Jimmy Overton because he is a good in bowling, but they haven't used him in the first test.
Yeah, I think somewhere there was a tough choice for England as well that whether to go with Josh Tongue or Jamie Overton. But I feel the time Ben Stokes, like we know England has been there for the whole baseball thing. If the batsmen are taking it into um, the outer edge of scoring maximum number of runs, and currently the squad feels that they can give it like a big target. And so ultimately for any of the team, if you win the test, you just go out for ball first. What I feel, what I have observed from these conditions so far, it has been said that if you win the toss, you should go for bowling first. And I think when it comes to England, Jamie Overton is someone which can't get you wickets in the initial before lunch game, that first innings, that first session into the test. I feel Jamie Overton is a kind of a bowler where he can express himself better when it comes to a shorter form of format. But when it comes to an
Yeah,
bigger format like that of test cricket, you need someone who has more of patience. You need someone who has more of consistency in taking the wickets as well as in stopping the average net run rate. If you see the run rate for the current England squad, it's merely around 4.5 or 5 when it comes to the batting clan. And when it comes to India, they got to be 3 to 4 around the run rate got to be. But Jamie Overton is someone is kind of like a bowler. If you hit him like two sixes back to back in a row, or one or the other overs of Jamie Overton is not going according to the line and length this bowler wants. So he is somewhat, which I have observed somewhere from his personality, like the calmness and the consistency is not there. When it comes to Josh Tongue instead of Jamie Overton, when you see this, then Josh Tongue is someone which you can trial and test and adjust according to the conditions. Like the adaptability of Josh Tongue is so much kind of better than that of Jamie Overton, which I feel Ben Stokes must have thought before choosing the playing 11, because when it comes to country like India, when it comes to country like England or Australia or maybe New Zealand, so you can't prejudge what's the player got to be doing. And same is the condition with India currently.
Yeah, absolutely. We have gotten a comment from North Delhi. Sai or Karun, who will play? I think based on the performance, maybe Sai can bat at number three because Rishabh Pant has confirmed that KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal open, Shuman Gill at four, Rishabh Pant at five. So I think they can try Sai Sudarshan. What's your take on at number three?
Think they should go for Sudarshan, but I think on the contrary edge, Karun Nair has been played phenomenally well into the domestic. When we saw him coming for Delhi Capitals into the IPL, nevertheless, IPL was a T20 format, test format is kind of like in a bigger format, and Karun Nair has proved best of his abilities. And when we see a batsman like Karun Nair present into the clan, still you are choosing Sai Sudarshan over him, then I think that's a gamble. I feel if
Yeah.
you play Karun Nair, if you play Sai Sudarshan, that's a gamble at this point of time, because you don't know which player is having uh, how much intent deep inside. Because if you see Sai Sudarshan, he's been phenomenally well. He's been the young lad. He's carrying the confidence from IPL and from a past few series which he played for India into the T20I cricket. And the same way, Nitish Kumar Reddy came into the clan when he performed best of his abilities into the IPL. From there, Gautam Gambhir has his eyes on Nitish Kumar Reddy, and then he was being trial and tested into the Australian soil. And I think somewhere same strategy would be for Sai Sudarshan, but I think for the initial two tests, you have 4 innings. There got to be Jasprit Bumrah into the clan, so you don't need to really worry about the targets defending while the other teams have been chasing. So I feel Karun Nair is the individual who is being dropped out, because if you see, Karun Nair has played from 16 to 17. He has played 6 test matches, 374, 62 an average. Like in 5 test matches, the guy had like only 74 runs, and in that one test match, it was 300. And when you see after scoring 300, he's been dropped. So I feel cricket is not being fair to him. The justice is not being done to Karun Nair so far, and this is the high time when you have called him for the squad. Then I think it's high time to give him a chance. I think this chance is clearly deserved. I think Sai Sudarshan is a younger player who gonna be having opportunities in future as well. But when you see a player like Karun Nair who's already 33, 34, this guy is not having much of the age and not much of the opportunities to represent India in a long run. But Gauti, I think he definitely wants a younger team. So I don't know. Like it's like in a real dicey situation. Who gonna be?
But young team may play aggressively comparing to the players who played like Pujara, but we didn't see any player can play like 60 of balls and score 20 runs. If they play 60 ball, they maximum score 45 or 50.
Yeah, exactly. And when you need someone, that's where I think you gave it a really good point. Like the aggressiveness, the aggression these young players are having, and the kind of strike rate they are maintaining. Like it's very difficult because we barely see a test match going up to even for 4 days. You barely see a test match. It goes up to like 3 days thing. But somewhere you need a balance into the team. When you have all the young lads, you have uh, when you have Yashasvi Jaiswal, Nitish Kumar Reddy, I think in case of Sai Sudarshan, you can go it and hit up a shot for Karun Nair because this guy has played for many years domestic. He has played domestic cricket for many years, and when you see KL Rahul, you see Karun Nair coming from the same side, playing for the same side, representing India for the same side. So somewhere like up into the balance which we used to saw in Murli Vijay, and in the later head we saw that balance bringing by Chiteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane. The player had in like a space between their batting order, but somewhere or the other you need stability. So I feel Karun Nair can be up in there because it's not been about the all the youngsters, because you are carrying a lot of youngsters into the clan who have not played much of the test matches beyond 10 or 12. So somewhere I feel if it is Karun Nair, that balance it's gonna be there.
You know, let's take on some battles. Any battles you are excited for?
I think I'm really excited for the battle of Harry Brook versus Jasprit Bumrah. Somewhere I'm very interested for the upcoming battle of Chris Wokes, Yashasvi Jaiswal, the battle between Bashir and Shubman Gill, because
Yeah,
when it comes to India, Shubman Gill has been knocked out very easily into the Sena countries, and that though against a spinner. Although Indian side has been really famous for proving best of their abilities against the spin, but over a period of time, if we see the last 3 4 years, and especially when we see the battling of Shubman Gill against the spinners in the Sena countries, I think there are so many bowlers which have intrigued Shubman Gill at so many point of time. When it comes to the WTC, there also we saw that Shubman Gill was struggling against spinners. When it comes to Australia, we see he was struggling against Nathan Lyon. So I feel when it comes to Bashir into the clan, and the conditions gonna be that not much favoring the batsman at that one particular point of time. I think the battle of Bashir and Shubman Gill is like a must watch thing, because this is the time where Shubman Gill is having the responsibilities not just as a batter to prove himself, but there is a lot of pressure onto him to prove best of their abilities as a captain. Although this decision of making Shubman Gill the captain was very not very surprising.
yeah,
Although we had the only four racers into the clan, we know that Rishabh Pant can't be the captain, although Rishabh Pant could be the captain and Shubman as the vice captain, but still Gautam chose Shubman over him, and there was not a point of discussion that whether Jasprit Bumrah gonna be the captain, because it's very well known that he can't play all the 5 tests, and if he is gonna be the captain, so there would be a lot of pressure onto him, and we definitely can't take Jasprit Bumrah for the series of West Indies, Zimbabwe, and so on, like the countries which are not that powerful ahead of India. But I think this time it's gonna be a lot of pressure for Shubman Gill to prove himself. Because earlier we have seen Shubman Gill was dropped when he was not performing well as a batter, but now as he is the
yeah,
captain, he can't be dropped. So somewhere this battle of old Shubman Gill's clan, it's gonna be really new and really interesting without Rohit and Virat.
yeah. A battle like Jasprit Bumrah versus Oli Pope. Last time we saw when England comes to India, Jasprit bowled him a Yorker and that dismashed all three stumps. So, is this that battle a very good battle? Oli Pope versus Jasprit Bumrah.
Think that battle gonna be taken forward, because once I think that dismissal was definitely a dominating one. That was,
Yeah.
when we see some sort of dismissal other than a soft dismissal, hard dismissal, but some are like when you see the domination of the bowler and that bowl of Jasprit Bumrah to Oli Pope, where all the three some stumps are being behind him, and he was in a no clue situation that what to do and what not to. There are many unplayable deliveries when we see in cricket, and especially in Test cricket, where it's the ultimate test of your patience. And I think uh, no one forgets the battle and no one forgets the bowler who has made him out. And same is the case of the batters, that they don't forget that which bowler had made him like real hell over that 30-yard pitch. So same way, I think the battle of Jasprit Bumrah, I think there are going to be many batters this time, because if you see Ollie Pope, it's been one of the batters who can battle it out. They're going to be Joe Root, one of the most phenomenal, that clash against India and England. And I think that's gonna be Harry Brook, there's gonna be Zach Crawley. There are so many batters, and all the battles are majorly against Jasprit Bumrah, because he has been heading the bowling clan in this squad. Because it's gonna be a fresh start for Mohammad Siraj without Virat Kohli. It's gonna be a good start for Prasidh Krishna, because he's been
Yeah.
not able to be into the test squad for a long period of time, and now it's time for him to battle against a country like England. It's somewhere I think there are gonna be a lot of battles and a lot of few rivalries which we gonna see, because it's been 2007, and ahead of that India has never won a test series in England. So definitely it's gonna be a real great watch down between both the clashes.
We are in the last stage of this live session. So choose any three players from each side who do you see will perform very good in this test match. Talking about only Headingley test.
Headingly, I would say that's definitely gonna be Yashasvi Jaiswal, Jasprit Bumrah, and I feel the role of KL has been really important. So taking KL ahead, but I think there would be a lot of eyes gonna be at Shardul Thakur if he made it to the playing 11. Somewhere or the other, it's time for Thakur to just regain its title, like why he was being said Lord, and the kind of performances he gave in England, and that's where he actually need to defend its title this time. So it's very hard to choose three from each side. But if we say India, I would go for Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Jasprit Bumrah, and ahead of that, Shardul Thakur. When it comes to England, definitely the eyes would be on Harry Brook, Ben Stokes, and Chris Wokes. It's that battle, the squad for England has been proving the best of their abilities, and I think it's high time for England to buckle up. So from my side, there's gonna be these 6, 7 batters and bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely, and we hope that India will perform good in this test
Much
match because
better.
yeah, because if you start a series with a win, it gave you confidence throughout the series. So thank you, Asta, for joining, and everyone. Be live tomorrow at the 3:30 p.m. because it's India taking on England. New India taking on the England. So let's see who will win this series. We hope that India start their 2025 to 2027 cycle with a win against the England. We haven't won a series in England since a long, but it's the year that जो चीज़ें नहीं हो पाई हैं वो चीज़ें हो रही हैं आई वुड से सो इट्स टाइम फॉर इंडिया टू विन एंड थैंक यू आस्था फॉर जॉइनिंग विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट लाइव थैंक यू सो मच फॉर
Thank
watching
you so much, Madhur.